Hey everybody, Isaac here, showing you this knife and doing a bit of a review here on the Emerson Market Skinner. This knife has become a real favorite. I love carrying this knife. I want to make sure you see it in all its glory. I carry this knife and use it for everything, except what it's meant to be used for, skinning animals. But it's been great. It's a large folding knife. Let's open it up here. Look at that awesome blade shape. This is like a folding butcher knife, man. It's got that nice wide belly clip, nice sharp tip. Of course, it's got the Emerson wave opening feature. Extremely ergonomic handle grip. You get that nice finger choil, and the other three fingers just wrap around that nice rounded curve there. It's super comfortable in hand, and the wave of course gives you a thumb ramp so you can do your cutting. Oh man, I love this blade shape though. That's what drew me to this knife. It's like, like I said, a folding butcher knife, or a little old kind of miniaturized version of a Bowie knife there. We got black G10 handles. They come rough. A lot of folks I know who get Emerson knives like to take some sandpaper to the handle scales and smooth them out a bit. Pocket clip, of course. It's got the Emerson name going down vertically. Of course, it says Emerson. Hey everybody, quick commercial break here. If you can, please watch this video until its completion. It'll really help this channel out. I'm trying to get my watch hours up. I got about 385 or so more to go till I could get this channel monetized. It would be a nice goal to complete. So if you can, please do this channel a favor. Myself personally, watch this video play. Let this video play to the end. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the Emerson Market Skinner. My Emerson puts a serial number on all of his knives, so mine has worn off already. I've only had this about 2 months. I came very, very sharp. Emerson, of course. Well, not of course. If you're watching this, you might not know. But he only sharpens his knives on one side. You see the edge? Now you don't. So he grinds them like a regular knife, but only puts this one chisel style edge on one side of the knife. Some folks on the internet say it's on the wrong side of the knife and the edge should be on this side, but I don't have any issues with cutting stuff. I've cut a lot of stuff with this knife: rope, meat, vegetables, you name it, it can cut it. It's made of 154 cm steel, very solid steel. It gets pooped on a lot these days because there's newer, better super steels, but 154 cm, if you get a knife in that steel, it's going to do a solid job. It's not bullcrap steel like some 3CR13 made in China. The blade is 3.9 inches in length, and you got pretty much that whole blade length is cutting edge. Overall length is 9 inches, and the weight is 6 ounces. With a name like Market Skinner, you're obviously going to be a bit of a hunting knife. Not a bit, I mean you are a hunting knife. So let's do a little size comparison here with another great folding hunting knife, the Buck Model 110. You can see there, You can see there, good size comparison. The Buck 110 is a 3 3/4 inch blade. See if we can get them lined up at the end of the bolster here. So Market Skinner is a hair longer in blade length, but obviously quite a bit wider than the Buck 110, and the handle a bit longer in length. I think longer in length due to the curvature, and of course this has a pocket clip with a lanyard hole at the end, so that, you know, and with that you have this part protruding out of your pocket, and you also want that protruding out of your pocket to grab a hold of and use that wave feature if you need to open this knife quickly to do whatever cutting you need, or if you need to deploy this knife in a self-defense scenario. Because this blade, even though it's a hunting knife, I think this would make a fine tactical knife as well. Because why not? Look at that thing. Dang! Right, let's go cut some stuff with it. All right, folks, we mentioned the Emerson Market Skinner here. It can be like a hunting knife or tactical knife if you need it to be. So here we go. Wave deployment. It's out, ready to fight. Okay, we got that nice, just under 4-inch blade. So let's check it out. We're gonna cut that mean old weed. Stand back. So you got your fighting stance here, ready to cut some bad dude.
Daddy, cut this one.
And he is cut.
Daddy,
And bleeding.
cut this one.
Because this is a
Daddy,
sharp
cut
knife.
This one.
Cut that one. All right, you stand back. We'll cut that one too. Ready? Ho! Ooh. All right. We're here with the Market Skinner. We're just gonna chat, just admire this cool knife, and I don't know, we're just gonna slice this stick here. Let me angle this down a little more. Ooh. This knife, man, I've had it for about 2 months. Been carrying it quite regularly, and I've cut a bunch of stuff with this knife. Everything from doing food prep to, you know, slicing up my steak, cutting cardboard. So I've used it a lot. I did sharpen it. I think I used the stone on this a little bit, or maybe no, I didn't. I just did it with ceramic rods, both like the coarse and fine I have on my work sharp, and of course I have stropped it. And with the Emersons, you know, you really just have to sharpen one side. You can and should go lightly over it on the back, because you got to knock off the burr from the side with the secondary bevel there. But you're good to go. That just one side secondary bevel makes a very sharp edge. As you can see, I can't even carve a point on this stick because I keep knocking it off because this knife is so sharp. And this knife came very sharp, and I intend to keep it sharp because, man, this knife is me. This knife is for me, man. As I'm making this in October of 2022, this knife, the Market Skinner from Emerson, is currently on the cover of Blade magazine, which is pretty neat. Yeah, that's a nice pointy. Oh my gosh, I just knocked the tip off again. Oh well. When I do knife reviews, I always try to make a tactical stick, I call them. And this is just some stick I plucked up off the ground. It's probably, or not probably, it's assuredly been rained on a ton. Different angle. Try the other end. And this is just to see the knife in action. You want choke up here to do your actual skinning task. If you want to use this knife for its intended purpose, those little curls. Now we're not going to chop and baton stuff with this folding knife. Can it take it? I don't know. It's a folding knife, guys. I don't do that. I don't do stuff to knives that they weren't really designed to do outside of shaving sticks. But if you have a knife, you should be able to carve yourself a nice marshmallow stick if you're sitting around the campfire. You know what I mean? You got to be able to roast marshmallows and hot dogs and carve those sticks with whatever knife you've got. If you've got a knife and it doesn't carve a hot dog marshmallow roasting stick, what you have is a knife-shaped piece of metal and not a knife. But man, check out the ergos there. How my fingers just fit right into that curve, and that hump on the back goes right into the palm of my hand. Mr. Ernest Emerson 100% knows what he is doing when he designs a knife. He takes some crap online for grinding it on the wrong side and not using the latest super steels. Some people even poop on the liner lock. It works for me. These knives work for me. They are tough knives. They are very famously used by U.S. Special Forces groups, including the Navy SEALs. They work. Emerson knives, famous in the worst places. Let's do a little fire test with this knife. We're gonna shave up a little bitty pile of fat wood and see if this spine will work down a ferro rod. So let's try that. We'll see what this knife can do. Alrighty, here we go. We got this thin little piece of fat wood here. We're gonna try to make. Yeah, I know. We're a little muddy. We're in the dirt. That's okay. So open that knife.
My nails are not clean.
Ew, you're yucky.
One more.
Hopefully you can see how easy those curls are coming off of this piece of fat wood. What I needed to bring was a piece. Please don't do that, Luke. This is a very sharp knife. You need to stay back. We need to be careful. Okay? I should have brought a piece of cardboard or made some sort of platform to make these shavings on. You know, look at that. I'm just trying to make a small pile here that would take a spark.
Spark?
Yeah, let's try it out. So, with folding knives, I like to be extra cautious in scraping ferro rods so I don't cut myself. So we close the knife. Please stop. You're getting dirt everywhere. At me. And close it and just try to use the spine. So let's see if this will work on this rod. It's looking like
I'm digging for treasure. I'm digging for treasure.
the answer is no. You're digging for treasure over there.
Hey.
Ooh.
Treasure.
There's some small... Luke, you're getting dirt in my face.
I'm trying to dig for treasure.
But, you know, It's not advertised as having a 90-degree spine or anything like that. So not doing that is, of course, just fine. Luke, please stop.
Yeah, I'm digging for treasure.
Well, dig the other way. I just got a mouthful of dirt. But let's light this batwood anyway, just for fun. Look, we got fire. Look, Luke, look.
Wow!
Yeah.
Now this.
You want to burn that stick? All right, everybody. In conclusion, the Market Skinner here. It's easily one of my absolute favorite folding knives. 100%. I love everything about this knife. Everything. I mean, just look at it. Look at that blade, man. I don't know what's not to like about it. Aesthetically, anyway. Some people will gripe that, you know, they charge way too much for these things, for the materials used and stuff, but it is what it is. People can charge whatever they want for anything. There's companies out there that, I mean, I'm sure the knives are fantastic, but like Chavez, Chaves, should have a Z if it's Chavez. Looks like Chaves. Company like Jack Wolf, they make knives that cost $300. Yeah, they use the super seals, but they're made in freaking China. China.
What are you saying?
I say China.
China.
Yeah, we don't like that.
What?
Well, they're bad. 'Cause they're commies. Can you say commies?
Tommy.
Yeah, say no to commies.
Not the comments.
So this is made in America, 100%. I even got a sticker when I bought this knife that said, proudly not made in China. Maybe I'll use a picture of that as the thumbnail for this video just for fun, because I think it's a great sticker. Ergonomics on this handle cannot be beat. The wave feature is just cool. It's handy. If you never ever need to fast deploy this knife, you can. If you don't want to, you don't pull back on your pocket when you get your knife out. Pull it straight up, or cant your hand forward a little bit, and you won't deploy with the wave. This knife flicks out when I use the thumb stud or thumb disc. You can see that on the top. Emerson has a thumb disc on the top of the blade as opposed to a thumb stud on the side, which I think is a great feature. I like it a lot. This knife flicks out pretty good. A couple of my other Emersons, the CQC7 and the Commander, do not do that. They are a slow manual opening. Now, I don't know if that's how those particular knives are designed on the innards in there. Yeah, you do have muddy fingers. But I don't know if maybe I just need to loosen up the pivot screw on those models. And this one's not as tight as those others, but they do not flick open like this knife does. Yeah, you do have very muddy fingers. Ew, don't get me with them. But anyways, guys, if you can get your hands on one of these, they are currently out of stock on emersonKnives.com. But there is kind of a pre-sale going on at this very moment, where they should be back in stock towards the end of October. So go check out the Emerson Knives website. The Emerson Knives website is the only place that you can buy a new Emerson knife. They do not sell to dealers anymore, as they have a hard time keeping up with the production, I believe, as far as I know, to meet demands of supplying to multiple dealers like Smoky Mountain Knife Works and GP Knives and whoever. But there you go. The Market Skinner. One of my favorite knives. Thanks all. See you next time.